I have some big ones. And then the competition was
Good evening.
That's exactly right.
Ready to roll. I'd like to call this meeting to order, the Norfolk City Council meeting, October 16th, 2023. I'd like to inform the public about the location of the Open Meeting Act posted in the northwest corner of the council chambers, and it is accessible to members of the public. At this moment, we'd like to take a moment of silence and immediately after say the Pledge of Allegiance. Roll call, please.
Granquist.
Here.
Arns.
Here.
Webb.
Here.
McCarthy.
Here.
Clausen.
Here.
Murin.
Here.
Snorton.
Here.
Hildebrand.
Here. To the recommended action of the council right now, I need a motion to approve the consent agenda.
So move. Second.
Okay, roll call, please. What?
Vote.
Oh, vote, please. Sorry.
All council members present voting in the affirmative. Motion carries.
All right. Now need a motion for approval of the full agenda.
I'll make a motion for approval of full agenda. Second.
Please vote.
All council members present voting in the affirmative. Motion carries.
Brings us to the special presentations. First presentation we have tonight will be Fire Prevention Week. I believe Chief Rogge will be accepting this. So I'll go ahead and read that. Whereas the city of Norfolk is committed to ensure the safety and security of all those living in and visiting Norfolk, and whereas fire is a serious public safety concern both locally and nationally, and homes are locations where people are at greatest risk from fire, and whereas home fires caused 2,840 civilian deaths in the United States in 2021, according to the National Fire Protection Association. And fire departments in the United States responded to 338,000 home fires. And whereas cooking is a leading cause of home fire injury in the United States, and whereas children under the age of 5 face a higher risk of non-fire burns associated with cooking than being burned in a cooking fire, and whereas Norfolk residents should turn pot handles toward the back of the stove and always keep lids nearby when cooking. Keep a 3-foot kid-free zone around the stove, over and other things that could get hot. Watch that they heat and set the time to remind them they are cooking. And whereas Norfolk firefighters are dedicated to reducing the occurrence of home fires and home fire injury through prevention and protection education. And whereas the 2023 Fire Prevention Week theme, Cooking Safety Starts With You. Pay attention to the fire prevention effectively serves to remind us to stay alert and use caution when cooking to reduce the risk of kitchen fires. Now, therefore, be it resolved that I, Shane Clausen, Council President of the City of Norfolk, Nebraska, do hereby proclaim October 8th through 14th, 2023 as Fire Prevention Week in the City of Norfolk, and urge all citizens to plan and practice home fire escape for Fire Prevention Week 2023 and to support the many public safety activities and efforts of Norfolk Fire and Emergency Services. I should have probably combed my hair tonight for all the proclamations we're doing. Okay, we're now on to proclamation of the Norfolk Morning and Noon Optimist Clubs. Sorry, we'll recognize a member of the no, I'm sorry, where am I at here? Oh, proclamation of November 1st, 2023. Where am I? Oh, yeah. Okay, the Norfolk Morning and Noon Optimist Clubs will recognize a member of the Norfolk Fire Division at this time.
Thank you.
Yeah.
My name is Mark Clausen. I'm the president of the Norfolk New Optimist Club. One of the 6 purposes of an Optimist Club is to inspire respect for law. And one of the ways that we've done that the last several years is to recognize those people that are on the front line trying to are out there to keep us safe. We had the opportunity back in National Night Out to recognize a police officer and a state trooper. Tonight we have the privilege of recognizing a member of the Norfolk Fire Division. And we have the honor that over the last several years you made this recognition your Firefighter of the Year award. So with that, I'm going to tell you a little bit about our recipient and who that is. This year, I would like to nominate Chris Knightle, firefighter, paramedic for the Firefighter of the Year award. I have known Chris for approximately 6 years, and his high quality of work, attention to detail, and lifetime of service exemplify what it takes to be at the top in this line of work. Chris is not a man of many words, but will often throw out a one-liner or a quote from a movie that will make you laugh. While he may not always have the answer, he's willing to listen to you if you have an issue, whether personal or work-related, and just be a sounding board to find a solution. Chris has been a full-time paid firefighter paramedic for the Norfolk Fire Division for just over 4 years. He is always responding to callbacks to assist shifts when they are short or when multiple calls are going on at the same time. Chris has signed up for multiple overtime shifts over the course of the last 4 years, especially during times that we have needed him the most. During the height of COVID here in Norfolk and Madison County, Chris was one of the few of our paid or reserve members that was able to remain healthy. He worked multiple overtime shifts during this time when we had multiple other employees out on COVID sick leave. He has certainly saved our shift at least a couple of times when our shift was going to be working short for a lengthy period. He helped cover our shift for nearly a year when another one of our firefighter paramedics was overseas serving our country. Most recently, Chris agreed to move from another shift back over to our shift to cover when I was out with a work-related ankle injury, saving us again from working short or trying to find overtime coverage for multiple shifts. When Chris is not at Norfolk Fire Division in some capacity, he demonstrates a life of service outside of our 4 walls. Chris spent 4 years in the Marine Corps, serving and protecting our country. Chris always remains a volunteer firefighter for his hometown, Newcastle, giving of his time to keep the village of Newcastle safe, and also spending time alongside his brother, also a paid firefighter, paramedic, and volunteer firefighter, and his father, who is fire chief for Newcastle Volunteer Fire Department, in progressive teaching of fire and EMS skills to make sure that top care is given to the community and surrounding areas. Chris is an outstanding firefighter paramedic. He remains calm in extreme chaos, and rarely does he miss an IV. This certainly makes us all strive to be at the top of our game at all times. He gets tasks done often without being asked. Finally, Chris is just a great friend. He is always willing to lend a helping hand even outside of these 4 walls. He is humble and a great listener and knows when you're off mentally and makes sure you are okay. Thank you for considering my coworker and friend for this award. And that was Tricia Payman. You did. So, Chris, you come forward, please. We have a gift for you.
Also, on behalf of the city of Norfolk, Chris, we'd like to thank you for everything you've done for the community and the time and service you put in, and the rest of the fire department that's here tonight. Thank you for all that you guys do for our community. That was not on the agenda, but I thought I'd throw that in there. Okay, so now we're on to the next proclamation. This is for November 1st, 2023 as Extra Mile Day. Okay. Whereas the city of Norfolk, Nebraska is a community that acknowledges that a special vibrancy exists within the entire community when individual citizens collectively go the extra mile in personal effort, volunteerism, and service, and whereas the city of Norfolk, Nebraska is a community that encourages citizens to maximize their personal contribution to the community by giving of themselves wholeheartedly and with total effort, commitment, and conviction to their individual ambitions, family, friends, and community. And whereas the city of Norfolk is a community that chooses to shine a light on and celebrate individuals and organizations within the community who go the extra mile in order to make a difference and lift up fellow members of their community. And whereas the city of Norfolk, Nebraska acknowledges the mission of the Extra Mile Foundation to create 550 extra mile cities and states in America and is proud to support Extra Mile Day on November 1st, 2023. Now therefore be it resolved that I, Shane Clausen, Council President of the City of Norfolk, Nebraska, do hereby proclaim November 1st, 2023 as Extra Mile Day in the City of Norfolk, Nebraska, and urge each individual in our community to take time on this day to not only go the extra mile in his or her own life, but to also acknowledge all those who are inspirational in their efforts and commitment to make their organizations, families, community, and country or world a better place. Is there someone here to receive this proclamation? Okay. All right. Next thing on the agenda is a public hearing and reflection action. I'd like to open the hearing to discuss the public hearing and consideration a request from Cornhusker Auto Center Incorporated to consider a zoning change from C1 Local Business District to C3 Service Community District on the property address at 2125 Crinzing Drive. I think I said that right. And Val, would you like to?
I'll kick
Sorry.
it off.
Yeah, okay, thanks.
So 2125 Krenzine Drive is the old Office Max building location, and so Cornhusker Auto is requesting the C1 to C3 zoning designation because C3 outright permits auto retail sales, whereas C1 would need a conditional use permit. And the shop code just on the other side was changed from C1 to C3 also, so we're kind of getting that corridor to the heavy commercial that it's supposed to be.
Okay. Any public input at this time or any other discussion? If not, yeah, go ahead.
I'm just kind of curious, but we actually had a retail store in there, so why wasn't it C3?
He wants specifically auto retails, and so car sales is correct, yeah.
Any other discussion? If not, can we get a short reading from the Planning Commission on their report?
Norfolk Planning Commission held a public hearing on October 3rd, 2023 at the request of Cornhusker Auto Center, Inc. to consider a zoning change from C1 Local Business District to C3 Service Commercial District on property addressed as 2125 Crenzian Drive. Planning Commission recommends approval of the request with a 6-0 vote.
All right, with that, I'd like to close this hearing and make a motion on first reading to discuss consideration of ordinance number 5852 approving zoning change from C1 Local Business District to C3 Service Commercial District on the property address as 2125 Crimson Drive.
I will offer for consideration ordinance number 5852, approving a zoning change from C1 to C3.
Second.
All right. Any discussion? See none. Brianna, can I get a short title?
An ordinance of the City of Norfolk, Madison County, Nebraska, amending the zoning district of the City of Norfolk, Nebraska providing when this ordinance shall be in full force and effect, and providing for publication of this ordinance in pamphlet form.
All right. We're ready for roll call, please.
Or just
Or
vote.
just vote, yeah, vote.
All council members present voting in the affirmative. Ordinance number 5852 carries on first reading.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
Seeing no opposition, I ask that we suspend the rules of the second and third and vote for ordinance 5852.
Second.
Any discussion? All right, seeing none, please vote.
All council members present voting in the affirmatives. Ordinance number 5852 carries on second and third.
All right, that takes us to the regular agenda. I'd like to ask for a motion to consider the ordinance number 5851, amending section 24-164 of the city code to restrict parking on the north side of Madison Avenue from the 3rd and Madison Avenue intersection west 100 foot. Ordinance number 5851 passed on first reading at the September 18th, 2023 City Council meeting and on second reading at the October 2nd, 2023 City Council meeting.
I'll make a motion.
Second.
Okay, as this is third reading, there's no discussion. Can I get a short title?
An ordinance of the city of Norfolk, Nebraska to amend section 24-164 of the official city code to restrict parking on the north side of Madison Avenue from 3rd Street to 100 feet west of the west property line of 3rd Street. To provide when this ordinance shall be in full force and effect, and to provide for the publication of this ordinance in pamphlet form.
All right, please vote.
Voting in the affirmative, Clausen, Granquist, Arns, Webb, McCarthy, Murin, Snorton. Voting in opposition, Hildebrand. Ordinance number 5851 carries on third reading.
Okay. I need a motion to consideration of approval of a contract with the road guy for the 2023 seal coat project for an amount of $28,032.99. Put a lot of time and effort into his name, didn't he?
I'll make a motion.
Second.
Oh, and I'm sorry, you'll be talking to us about this?
Good evening. We're looking for a consideration to approve a contract with the road guy. This is for a seal coat project on Gulfview Drive between 37th Street and 30th Street. We had requested quotes for a seal coat work, and road guy was the lowest quote that we received in the amount of $28,032.99. Like I said, this work would be on Gulfview Drive between 30th and 37th Street. And we anticipate that the road guy will be able to come in yet this fall and put that seal coat on Gulfview to help protect it through this next winter and the next couple of winters. If you have any questions,
How long is this supposed, or anticipated to last or help
they're
improve, I guess?
anticipating for it to last about 5 years to get a good coat on there. We did the concrete repairs this last summer and late summer, but we'd like to get this seal on there now before any more deteriorates.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they're expecting about 5 years out of it.
Anna, were there other bidders on this project as well? And where was,
There, I'm gonna ask Will, did you get?
Everybody else was busy or filled out for the rest of the year, and he just knew this when he got this contract.
okay.
One more question, have we used the road guy before?
I don't believe so.
We haven't used him since I've been here, but we haven't done a chip seal or armor coat either. I don't believe that he's the individual that's been doing our blotter seals either. He does work a lot up in the northern area, southern part of South Dakota, more of those northern state highway areas. he does a lot of it. I mean, that's generally what he does. So.
Yeah, he came recommended by the asphalt contractor that was in here doing the overlays, Knife River.
Pretty good recommendation. Yeah.
That's
Any other
it?
questions?
Yeah, unless
Okay.
we have more questions for you. Any other discussion? Or public input at this time? All right. Seeing none, please vote.
All council members present voting in the affirmative, motion carries.
All right. I now need a motion for consideration approval of change order number 1F with Knife River Midwest LLC for the asphalt overlays 2023-1 project, resulting in a net decrease of $260,670.46.
I'll make a motion to approve change order 1F.
Second that.
All right, any discussion? Anna, would come up forward and talk to us about this also?
Yes, this is a consideration of approval for the final change order for the asphalt overlays that were performed this last fall. The original bid was $1,942,930. That was our original contract with Knife River. Through the project, there was some cost savings due to some changes in the traffic control. We took out some needs for flagging, and then there was a reduction in some of the asphalt paving and the concrete repairs throughout the project. So that resulted in this net decrease of $263,000. If you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer them.
I think on behalf of the council, we'd like to see all the change orders result in a net decrease if we could.
I would like that as well,
Okay.
yes.
Any other discussion for Anna?
Thank you.
All right, thanks. Anybody else? I'm good. Public input? All right. Seeing none, please vote.
All council members present voting in the affirmative, motion carries.
Well, I think I'm at the end of my agenda here, so I think that concludes tonight's meeting.
We're adjourned.
All right.